Hey guys, it's Brooklyn Lou the Skeptic. Here is something in the Bible and Christianity that makes me go, You know, there is the story of Solomon, the great king. Solomon is said by Christians to be the man that God chose to write much of the book of Proverbs. You know, the book of wisdom. And we know that the Bible is considered the word of God by Christians. So what an honor God gave to Solomon that he should be the one to write some of the book that God himself ordained. Why did he need Solomon or any other human being to write it? I don't know. But let's suppose that he did choose Solomon. Solomon was a great king. He was the son of King David and was blessed by God and was said to have been a person that God loved. Now, one very interesting thing about Solomon that jumps out of the Bible is that Solomon is a man who had 700 wives and 300 concubines. Yes, 700 wives and 300 side chicks. Now, this man who had 1,000 women apparently at the same time, he's also said to be the wisest man in the world. Now that really makes me go, what's with that? 1,000 women? Really? Solomon was also said to have built the first temple in Jerusalem. Yes, the Holy Temple. How do you reconcile this as a Christian? That God chose a man with 1,000 women, 700 wives, and 300 side chicks to do all these wonderful things and to write a piece of the Bible. Did God allow for this polygamy on such a large scale? Yeah, I guess he did. But does this really indicate that God was the one putting together the Bible? I don't think so. I think this is very odd. A man with 1,000 women being blessed by God in such a way? Does this really make sense? Solomon was also said to have written the book, The Song of Solomon, which is kind of biblical pornography. You wouldn't want your children to read the book of Solomon. It's filled with vivid and explicit erotic imagery. When I was a Christian, I was told that this was a love story from God. Yes, this was supposed to be a sexual depiction of the love of God. How sick is that? So God apparently needed a sexual stud to write a pornographic type book to illustrate his love for humanity. Okay. Solomon's harem included women from all over the region with different ethnicities. Women from Egypt with mysterious eyes. Women from Moab, Edom, Ammon, and Sidon. Yes, Solomon was a heck of a stud. He was also a misogynist pig. Yes, a misogynist pig. Nothing unusual for the men who God chose and carefully selected to represent him to humanity. Solomon is still said to this day to be the wisest man who ever lived. What a joke. The Bible is friggin' whacked. Yes, it's a crazy, insane book of mythology. Till next time, think rationally. Subscribe, like, and comment.